Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ryan Thomas, and I am the program director for Fort Worth Prep Athletics. Thank you for taking time out to listen to this video. This video will hopefully have some information for you as we enter into our 2025 spring and summer basketball season. This will be our 8th year as a program. As many as you know, the Fort Worth Young Warriors was founded about 7.5 years ago. It will be a little bit longer for those who were part of the North Texas Jayhawks. Again, as many as you know, the Fort Worth Young Warriors and the North Texas Jayhawks pretty much combined forces last year to form what we have now. It's called Fort Worth Prep Athletics. And our mission is to create tomorrow today. And we want to prepare our athletes and our program for tomorrow today. So the future belongs to those who prepare today. And so that's why we will have teams this spring and summer for boys and girls ages 6 through 17. And so on the girls' side, unfortunately, we didn't have enough younger girls register. So we would have just a 10U girls group, where I have a middle school girls group, and where I have a high school girls group. Our middle school girls group will be participating in the Under Armour Future Program. This does not mean that they are sponsored by Under Armour. This just means that this team in particular will have an opportunity to compete in an Under Armour sponsored event, and they must be dressed in Under Armour attire from head to toe during these events. What's cool is that they're also able to wear these attire and carry those bags at other events. So it's like being sponsored by Under Armour, but in actuality, it just sets you up for the future, which is why they call it the Under Armour Future Program. And it would probably give our girls down the road to be a part of the Under Armour Rise Circuit. Our high school girls will be playing on the Circuit League. For those of you who don't know what the Circuit League is, it is a league that has some of the top EYBL teams, which include teams from Nike, Adidas, Under Armour. You have all the top independent circuit teams all participate in this league. And we just have been able to sign up and register and participate alongside them in these events. And all their events this upcoming season are in Dallas, and then the nationals are in Las Vegas. And so I'm leaving it up to the coaches and those high school families to see if they want to go to Vegas at the end of the summer, but that's something to do for them to decide later on. But I think it's a really cool opportunity for our girls program. We've had the fortune of having at least one girl sign and go play college basketball the last 4 years. We've had girls with multiple offers, and we have girls with opportunities to continue to play basketball after high school this upcoming season as well. Bigger than that, we also have girls who are going to college. We have one girl who's going to enter in the Army Reserves, and we have other girls in our program, been part of our program, looking at other things. And so beyond being a college athlete, we send kids to college. Not everybody is going to be a college basketball player. I just want kids to go to college, and our organization just really provides coaching, but also mentoring as well. On the boys' side, we will have a first and second grade team. We will have a 10U team, that's like a third and fourth grade team. We will have a 12U team, which would be a fifth and sixth grade team. We have a 13U team, which would be heavy on seventh graders. We have a 14U team, which would be more of an eighth grade heavy team. We have a 15U team, which is all freshmen. 16U, which is all sophomores, a couple of freshmen sprinkled in, and then 17, which is all juniors, which is juniors going into seniors. So our teams are structured on the grade that you're going into or the grade that you're currently in. This year, we do not have any unsigned opportunities. So if you are a graduating senior, we do not have a team for you, but I will be happy to point you in the right direction if you want to continue to play on the boys' side. And if you're just looking to just get some reps in, and I have people that have unsigned senior teams. I also know about unsigned showcases, and you never know. You might go to one of these showcases, and these parents may decide, hey, not parents, coaches may decide they want to sign you up to be a part of their team. Right now, we do have limited availability on our seventh grade team. They're going to be playing along with our eighth grade team in the Under Armour Future program as well. And I'm really excited about their opportunity because down the road, they may also be a part of the Under Armour circuit. And that's really what I'm looking for. I don't have to be at the table right away. I just want to give you an opportunity to have a chance to get there. And full disclosure, I try to finesse and convince Under Armour to let us on the circuit, talk to their people. They say, hey, coach, do you have any D1 prospects? I said, no. And so that's really what they look at that circuit. They really want some of the elite top prospects on it, but just have an opportunity to just maybe work our way up that ladder one day for me is okay. All high school teams will be playing in higher level tournaments across the region. They'll be playing in part of the Circuit League. There's the Swiper League, which is the Aaron Fox's new league for competitive grassroots organizations. Our teams will be playing in team camps. There's Prep Hoops. There's Gasso. And so our athletes will be getting plenty of competitive opportunities. But beyond that, I just want our kids to get better. And so whether they're losing by 50 or winning by 50, the point is at the end of the summer, they have improved their skills. And that's really have been the goal North Texas Jayhawks. That's been the goal of the Fort Worth Young Warriors. And that will always be our goal, is to prepare kids today for future success. And a lot of people, especially nowadays, they get upset and they're in the transfer portal because they want success to happen overnight. And that necessarily isn't how it works in life. It's not going to happen overnight. You got to put the work in. And that's something that I've always taught my team. And that's always what I taught our program. And that's always what, my business partner and other coach, Coach Bruce, taught his kids. You got to put the work in. Now, fast forward into practices. Practices do start next week for many of our teams. You should receive an email from your coaches, or from me about the practice times with some additional information included that as well. Most of our practices are going to be at Fort Worth Country Day School. A couple of our practices are going to be at CERA, which is right down the street. The practice schedule may be kind of, unsettled here and there as we go into the summer, as we go in, down the road. But to be sure, any updated practice schedule will be posted online. Our website has links. On our links tab, you will have a tournament schedule. You will have a practice schedule. And any adjustments to that can be seen there, can be tracked there. On the practice schedule, there will be a tab. On that tab, it will have game times. So whenever it's tournament time and you need to see all the game times for your team in one place, I will have that into that spreadsheet. It just be easier for some people to look at that, but most tournaments do have websites for you to refer to. But to save some of y'all sometimes, I will also go in and put that in that spreadsheet as well. It will be labeled dated. It will have the team name. It will have the location. It will have all the game times. It will even have bracket information. And I started it during Winter League when we had multiple teams playing in multiple locations, and it was pretty efficient. And I'm a big fan of efficiency, and I'm a big fan of making life easy, on our parents. That being said as well, we're offering skills training. We have a guy on our program who played basketball, Go Frogs, at TCU. He played overseas. He's a heck of a basketball player, but he's a heck of a person as well. And he does skills training. If you need other skills training, that we have another guy coming back playing college basketball right now. He'll be back early May. He does training. We have another guy in our program who trains college athletes. He does training. And so if you need training, if you want training, do not hesitate to reach out to me and I can put you in the right direction. And we will have some times reserved at Sarah specifically for our coaches, our trainer, to train these athletes. We may also use a couple other facilities as needed. That's the benefit of us as an organization using other facilities in the past where we can always use these facilities as needed down the road. In terms of fees, I know everyone wants to talk about money. They want to know how much it's going to cost. The cost for the season for our older competitive teams. So if you're not a 10U girls team, an 8U boys team, or a 10U boys team, because less of our resources are being used for their events because their events are slighter. They're also more localized, and therefore it makes them a little bit more affordable. Um, our other teams outside of that, which is also outlined in our info sheet, because if you want to see it in paper, our cost is $700 for the season. And for the older teams that aren't the three younger teams, for the younger teams, it's $500 for the season. And I know it's a large number. You hear 700, you hear 500, and you say, I cannot afford this. And the point is, I got to be able to pay for stuff. Um, Things aren't cheap. Um, I don't like coming out of pocket. Here, I will sometimes. You may not. You may never know it. I have no problem sometimes doing that. I have no problem fundraising on behalf. I've been very blessed in the past. I have a lot of friends who are very generous and invested in the success of what we're doing, and they will continue to do that. So if the money is just too large of a number for you, it's okay because there will be fundraising opportunities that I can also track how much you're raising, but you're going to have to be involved in that to make up some of that deficit. And also, the easy thing for you is it's almost like a pay as you go thing. I will send everybody a bill, and then as long as that bill is paid on and paid towards and paid off by June the 1st, we're good. I don't want to be debt collector and I don't want to be cheated. And I have no problem being honest. Some people like having a free ride. Some people will string you along, and then it's time to pay the piper, and they disappear. And that happens a lot, especially when you're doing this as long as I've done it. And to be quite honest, if that's something that you're like, if you end up doing, it is what it is at the end of the day. But I just trying to figure out a way to navigate that and feel like if you do something like that, then you're only cheating other people in the program that are invested. And so that really leads me to the biggest thing I always challenge kids and families is what is your investment? So things do cost money. And I'm willing to work with any situation and don't ever let that be a deterrent on your child's experience. Uniforms, our 7th grade team, our 8th grade boys team, middle school girls team, they are required to order Under Armour uniforms. Our other teams, we try to order locally. The great thing about the vendor we're working with now is this vendor runs the post-grad program. We've had kids that I've coached when I first started coaching join his program, and the money that we spend on these uniforms from him goes towards funding that program, whether it's housing, whether it's transportation, whether it's all that stuff. And I like to support those who are helping others. And so it's a mutual beneficial arrangement for me. And it's easier because it's a quicker turnaround than what we experienced last year. And last year was very difficult. And as I mentioned, we have all this stuff is really laid out on our info sheet that has been sent out in multiple emails to all of our families, and just read it. It's all in writing. A lot of the stuff is in writing. I'm always accessible via email, and I highly encourage you to follow us on social media because I post stuff that's very informative all the time, and you can always look at it. In the age of technological innovation, things are usually available at the click of a button. And that's really, 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 really what I try to do for our families is make things accessible, to limit the amount of questions that people are being asked. So I highly encourage you to go to our website, www.ftwprepathletics.org. Go to our links tab. I gotta be honest with you, there are some things that need to be updated. I'll probably get to it this summer. It still has some of the Fort Worth Younger Warrior stuff, and I kind of want to throw the Jayhawk stuff on there too. But it's the links tab is pretty accurate, pretty up to date. Now flyers are pretty up to date. And so, like I said, go ahead and check that out. Please be informed. And to that effect, if you know anyone who is interested in participating, like I said, we do have space available with our middle school girls, our 10U girls, and tentatively our seventh grade girls, seventh grade boys, and then maybe a couple spots on our first grade, second grade team. They won't start practicing until the week of April 14th anyway, so there's time for some of the younger people to get plugged in. Like I said, I'm easily available via email, and I appreciate you guys taking time out to watch this video. Do not hesitate to reach out if you have any questions. Thank you. Go Frogs.